At every point in time, a nation must face its greatest fears. Japan is at that point. After decades of preaching peace and throwing its most powerful weapons away, Japan is resorting to its old ways, becoming one of the most militarily powerful nations on the planet. The goal in mind? To finally put an end to the threats from China and North Korea, even if it means war. This video takes a look at some of Japan's most significant rearming efforts, particularly its new billion-dollar Aegis-equipped ballistic missile defense ships. New billion-dollar Aegis-equipped ballistic missile defense ships. Japan is preparing for all-out war. $56 billion. That is Japan's defense budget for the fiscal year 2024. $8.78 billion, 15% of the entire budget, is going into missile defense alone. North Korea and China have built up a scary arsenal of long-range missiles that could strike Japan from thousands of miles away. Japan knows it must prepare a response to these missiles. Two Aegis-equipped ships, are the country's ultimate response. The two ships, which will cost a combined $7.1 billion to build, will each have a displacement of 12,000 tons, making them the largest ships of the Japanese Navy. This huge size affords a paradise of ergonomic spaces for the 110-person crew of each ship, so they can live like they were on a cruise ship during breaks and attack from one of the most lethal ships on the seven seas when it's time for action. It also allows its builders and stakeholders to really dig deep when defining the features and capabilities of the ships, which is exactly what they did. And of the literal boatload of capabilities on these ships, one in particular stands out: Aegis. Aegis is an American system created by American defense giant Lockheed Martin. The system tracks incoming missiles better than virtually every other system on the planet. It shares its information with other central systems and deploys countermeasures. These capabilities are both life-saving and battle-defining. Therefore, the Aegis system is widely in use by the US and allies, on land, on the sea, and if the system's hardware wasn't so massive, it might also be in the sky. But for now, it's land and sea. Japan is one of the few nations that have made efforts to purchase both the land and sea versions of the Aegis. The Japanese government purchased two ground-based Aegis combat systems equipped with AN/SPY-7 V1 radars in a deal approved by the US in 2019. Lockheed Martin was tasked with a $271 million modification to integrate equipment, materials, software, and hardware end items into the two systems slated for Japan. However, this deal would never see its completion. In June 2020, 1 year after the US approved Japan's purchase, the Japanese government canceled its purchase of the two Aegis ground systems and the construction of the two Aegis ashore ballistic missile defense sites where the systems would have resided. Rather than have them sit pretty on these sites, the Japanese government wanted its Aegis systems to be mobile, to travel and join the action wherever it may be. So the government opted for the ship-based system. This is where the two new Aegis-equipped ballistic missile defense ships come in. In 2023, the Japanese Defense Ministry allocated $1.58 billion to procure the two ships. In April of 2023, the government awarded contracts to major Japanese contractors Mitsubishi Heavy Industries and Japan Marine United Corporation. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries was awarded a $12 million contract to be in charge of building the first ship, while Japan Marine United Corporation got a second contract of $3 million to manage the construction of the second. The US is on board with this plan too. 4 months ago, on January 12th, the US Department of Defense issued a contract modification supporting Japan's development of two Aegis-equipped ships. Lockheed Martin is therefore in the picture. The American defense giant will reportedly integrate the new Aegis system version J-7B in the Japanese ships. This Aegis system runs on the new Lockheed Martin AN/SPY-7 V1 radar, a groundbreaking radar. The U.S. Missile Defense Agency announced that on March 28th, the radar for the first time showed its ability to track targets outside the Earth's atmosphere, and then pass data to the Aegis weapons system for further processing. Representatives from the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force were present at the test site to witness the beauty that could soon be installed on their newest ships. For the test, the radar was installed on the ground at manufacturer Lockheed Martin's production test center in Moorestown, New Jersey. Once proven to work as advertised, the radar will find a home in the ships. But for now, it stays on land. The radar is a scaled-down derivative of the ground-based AN SPY-7 Long-Range Discrimination Radar, LRDR, an active electronically scanned array early warning radar installed at Clear Space Force Station in Alaska. Both the LRDR and the more portable AN SPY-7 V1 are modular designs made up of many smaller solid-state radar building blocks. Each solid-state radar is essentially its own radar in a larger radar. As a result, they can all function independently of one another to perform lighter individual tasks. Or they could team up and combine their individual powers to make a mighty powerful radar system that can spot interests from many miles away. The modular nature also means the loss of a single building block doesn't cause any significant setback to the overall LRDR and AN SPY-7 V1 systems. Each building block radar derives its power from a substance known as gallium nitride. Gallium nitride has gotten more and more popular in military radars. The substance offers these systems better efficiency and reliability, which in turn allows the overall radar to be more flexible and resilient. The gallium nitride components are supplied by Fujitsu in Japan, which means the new Japanese ships will be seeing no shortage of them. Based on the renderings of the Japanese Ministry of Defense, the ship's AN SPY-7 V1 radar will include 4 fixed-face antenna arrays with an unknown number of SSRs positioned around a large superstructure high atop the bridge to build a radar system with the ability to track targets as far away as space. This ability is a crucial one for these ships, considering their primary mission is ballistic missile defense, where incoming enemy ballistic missiles have to be intercepted in the space flight portion of their ballistic path. Once the target is spotted, the radar sends out that information to the Aegis system, which then has an interceptor missile fly out into space to take out the target. The interceptor missile could be an SM-3 missile, which has long demonstrated anti-satellite capabilities, or the SM-6, which is capable of engaging a wider variety of targets at higher speeds, including hypersonic missiles in the terminal phase of flight. The ships, with 128 vertical launch system cells each, have more than enough room to hold an entire arsenal of these missiles, and much more. In addition to the SM-prefixed missiles, the new Japanese ships will wield a 127mm gun installed on the bow, Type 12 anti-ship cruise missiles, and the world-renowned Tomahawk cruise missiles, which the Japanese Ministry of Defense spent a whopping $1.7 billion on to acquire from the U.S. this year. 400 units of the missile will be delivered. They are expected to be used by the new Japanese Aegis ships under development, the Kongo-class destroyers, Atago-class destroyers, and Japan's current main battleships, the Maya-class destroyers. Until the new Aegis-equipped ships take shape, the Maya-class destroyers are what Japan's enemies must worry most about on the seas. So, we must check them out. Maya-class destroyers. The Maya-class guided missile destroyers are the most advanced destroyers of the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force today. There are 2 ships in the class, JS Maya, commissioned on March 19, 2020, and JS Haguro, commissioned 1 year after on the 19th of March 2021. Both of these 10,250-ton ships were built on the advancements of the preceding Atago-class destroyers, wielding a long line of never-before-seen features on a Japanese destroyer in terms of its design and equipment. Equipped with a combination of the latest baseline J7 Aegis system, SPY-1DV radar, and AN/SPQ-9B X-band fire control radar, they fire the Standard Missile 3 Block 2A missile and are expected to be fitted with the Standard Missile 6 soon. To spot their targets, they feature both a hull-mounted sonar system and a towed array system, which makes them particularly dangerous to threats in anti-submarine warfare. To make the most of all of these, they feature a combined gas turbine electric and gas turbine propulsion system arrangement, the first ships of the Japanese Navy to do so. The new Aegis ships could be the second, And their revolutionary propulsion systems could be all they need to get them in position just in time to give both China and North Korea something to worry about. This is the state of the world today. World powers have each other's throats by the necks while they fashion weapons that would give them the edge. Japan, China, and North Korea are some of these world powers, and the new Aegis-equipped ships promise to give Japan that edge. How sharp will this edge be? The world can only wait till 2028 or 2029 to find out, when the ships take shape. For now, all the ships ask for is that you give them some time. Give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. So do that now, and thanks for watching.